This is Nokia's most refined Windows phone to date. I'm Jessica Dalcourt for CNET. This is your first look at the Nokia Lumia 925. This is a global flagship phone. In the US, it comes to T-Mobile with 4G LTE. One of the most interesting things about this device is that with it, Nokia returns to metal. There's an aluminum frame around the outside. It's really lovely looking. It's encased in an aluminum frame. The fit and finish is really nice and tight. There aren't a lot of air gaps. Build quality is very good. Still, it isn't quite as sexy as the HTC One, but it is still pretty nice. One thing that makes it just a smidge less premium is the polycarbonate backing. This is the material that Nokia usually makes its Lumia line from. This Lumia here is much slimmer than the other Lumia siblings. It feels a little bit wide in the hand. There's no real curve in the back, so it doesn't fit quite as snugly. Also, the buttons protrude a little bit. Some people might find that it pokes into their hands. I personally like it because it means that the buttons are a little bit easier to press. The rest of the specs on this phone are pretty much like the other Lumias. It's got a 4.5-inch super sensitive display. That means that you can wear gloves or use your fingernails to navigate it. It's also a little bit glare resistant so that when you take it outside, outdoor legibility should be pumped up a little bit. The camera is kind of a big deal on this phone. It's an 8.7 megapixel camera like all the other Lumias using Carl Zeiss optics. What's different about this one though is that it's got a 6-element lens instead of a 5-element lens. That's supposed to increase some of the clarity and brightness in outdoor shots. There's also a dual LED flash here, and that comes in handy especially with low light shots. It's used for focusing there. Nokia's done a really bang-up job with the low light photography, and that does not change in this phone. It's really excellent. You also have 1080p HD video that comes with this. Video quality is nice and smooth. On the front, you have a 1.2 megapixel camera with 720p HD video capability. On the inside, there's the same 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor that you find in the other Lumias, so it's pretty fast. Nokia also outfits this phone and others with its own suite of apps to bump up the Windows Phone 8 experience. For example, you'll find Nokia Music and Nokia Drive. This is a really nice high-end Lumia phone. I really like it overall. One thing though is the timing is a little bit unfortunate because AT&T's exclusive of the Nokia Lumia 1020 is looming, and that one has a 41 megapixel camera. It will be much more expensive than this device though. T-Mobile will sell this for $50 down and about $530 all in after the payments, but this is a no-contract phone. Price is pretty reasonable. One tiny downside for this device is that T-Mobile's version only has 16 gigabytes of storage instead of 32, as you'll find in some other regions. However, Microsoft does add 7 gigabytes of free online SkyDrive storage. So people who really download a ton of videos and games, you might want to think twice. For the most part, 16 should be enough. So that's been your first look at the Nokia Lumia 925 for T-Mobile. With CNET, I'm Jessica Dalcourt. You can catch my full review at cnet.com.